He continued, I went from very successful businessman to top TV star, ... If you're going under for surgery, the last thing you want to hear your doctor say is, don't worry, I'm mentally stable and, like, really smart. And a very stable genius at that. Yes.
Get ready for a roller coaster ride through Trump's latest drama. We're diving into Melania's mysterious disappearance, Trump's Twitter meltdown, and the comedy goldmine Colbert and Kimmel have struck. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You'll see why Trump's selfie game is weaker than his hairspray, how Melania's absence speaks louder than words, and why late night TV is having its best week since Covfefe. Buckle up, Buttercup. This tea is hotter than Mar-a-Lago in July. Folks, we've got a real head-scratcher on our hands. Melania Trump, our First Lady, has pulled off a vanishing act that would make David Copperfield green with envy. While Donnie Diapers was busy throwing a tantrum in court, Melania decided to play the world's longest game of hide-and-seek. Talk about relationship goals, am I right? Now picture this.
Look, I'm a very stable genius. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's past my cheeseburger's bedtime. Let's go.
Dodging a debate makes him look like the coward that he is. So, and she challenged him to another one immediately. He wants no part of it.
If you're going under for surgery, the last thing you want to hear your doctor say is, don't worry, I'm mentally stable and, like, really smart.
Trump's trial is in full swing, and suddenly, poof, Melania's gone. It's like she found a secret trap door in the White House and made a run for it. The White House staff is running around like headless chickens, trying to come up with excuses that sound about as believable as Trump's hair being real. You can almost hear the gears grinding in their heads as they scramble for an explanation. She's resting. Yeah, that's it. She's just taking a little beauty nap for days, weeks even. Nothing to see here, folks. Sure, and I'm the Queen of England. Maybe she's just hiding in the same place Trump keeps his tax returns? Meanwhile, the internet is having a field day. Memes are popping up faster than Trump can tweet. Witch hunt. Some folks are wondering if Melania is hiding in a secret White House bunker, probably stocked with enough Botox to last through the next ice age. Others think she might have finally made a break for it. Hey, can you blame her? Living with the orange turd must be exhausting. As the days go by, even Grumpy Trumpy is starting to look worried. You can almost see the sweat stains through his MAGA hat. Is he afraid she found his secret stash of spray tan? Or maybe she discovered his collection of Putin fan fiction? The possibilities are endless, folks. But here's the kicker. The White House spokesperson with a straight face that deserves an Oscar claims Melania is just resting. Yeah, and I'm best buddies with the Easter Bunny. This explanation is about as solid as Trump's business acumen. It's like saying your dog ate your homework, but the dog's been dead for 10 years. Our late night comedy heroes are having a field day with this. Colbert, always ready with a zinger, quipped that Melania's been playing the world's longest game of hide and seek since 2016. Ouch, that's gotta sting more than Trump's failed spray tan attempts. Can you imagine the conversation in the Trump household? Melania, honey, where are you? I need someone to hold my hand for the cameras. Crickets. Melania, did you go out for ketchup 3 years ago and never come back? It's like a sitcom, but with less laughter and more potential for global catastrophe. The theories are getting wilder by the minute. Maybe Melania's on a secret mission to find Trump's lost dignity. Or perhaps she's off somewhere teaching Barron how to actually be best instead of just slapping it on a campaign. Who knows, maybe she's finally writing that tell-all book we've all been waiting for. The Art of the Disappear has a nice ring to it, don't you think? One thing's for sure, Melania's absence is speaking volumes. It's like she's screaming, "I'm so done with this circus," without saying a word. Now that's what I call effective communication. Trump could learn a thing or two from her, but let's face it, he's about as teachable as a brick wall. While Melania's busy auditioning for Invisible Woman, Trump's putting on a show of his own. Welcome to the Twitter Tantrum Olympics. Our favorite orange turd realized Melania's absence was making him look bad, so he decided to fix it with his favorite tool, his tiny thumbs. Picture this, it's 3 a.m. and Trump's Twitter feed lights up like a Christmas tree on steroids. He's firing off tweets faster than he can say fake news, each one more unhinged than the last. It's like watching a toddler have a meltdown in the cereal aisle, but instead of Fruit Loops, he's demanding attention and validation. First up on the Grumpy Trumpy show, a blurry selfie with Melania that looks like it was taken with a potato during an earthquake. Is that Melania or a cardboard cutout? We can't tell, and honestly, neither can Trump. He probably thinks if he squints hard enough, the blur will magically turn into his wife. By 4 a.m., his tweets start to look less like coherent thoughts and more like what you'd get if you let a cat walk across your keyboard. Melania just taking a nap for 3 weeks. Fake NWS media linging. Sure, Donnie, and I'm the Queen of England just chilling in my jammies and scrolling through Twitter at 4 a.m. The more Trump tweets, the more suspicious people get. It's like he's got a neon sign above his head flashing "Nothing to see here" in all caps. Real smooth, Mr. President. You're about as subtle as a bull in a china shop wearing tap shoes. Meanwhile, the internet's having a field day. Memes are popping up faster than Trump's lies during a press conference. My personal favorite, Trump as a toddler throwing a Twitter tantrum complete with a diaper and a phone-shaped rattle. It's funny because it's true. But here's where it gets really juicy. Remember those mysterious late-night phone calls from the White House? Yeah, the ones that sound like someone's trying to order a pizza but keeps getting interrupted by sniffles and the sound of spray tan being applied. Well, word on the street is that those calls might just be the key to understanding Melania's disappearing act. What's Donnie Diapers hiding in those conversations that's making Melania run for the hills? Is he secretly planning to replace her with a real doll that won't refuse to hold his hand? Or maybe he's trying to order a life-size chocolate statue of himself, and Melania just can't handle the secondhand embarrassment anymore? The late-night comedy heroes are having a field day with this whole mess. Kimmel dubbed Trump's late-night tweet storm the Grumpy Trumpy show, saying it's better than any comedy he could write. I mean, when reality is funnier than fiction, you know we're living in interesting times. Colbert, not one to be left out of the fun, quipped that Trump's Twitter meltdown was like watching a train wreck. If the train was made of orange jello and the tracks were made of his own ego, ouch, that's gotta sting more than Trump's failed spray tan attempts. But here's the kicker, while everyone's focused on Trump's Twitter tirade, they're missing the bigger picture. Most people think Melania's absence is about avoiding Trump's trial drama, but the truth is, she might be planning something big. The real shock, they're both wrong because Melania's actually, well, I can't tell you, it's so juicy that even I can't spill the beans. Let's just say it involves a secret tunnel, a suitcase full of cash, and a one-way ticket to anywhere but here. As the Twitter storm rages on, one thing's becoming clear. Trump's desperate tweets are doing more harm than good. It's like he's trying to put out a fire with gasoline, and the only thing getting burned is what's left of his dignity. But let's be real, that ship sailed long ago, probably around the same time he thought kofef was a real word. Well, folks, as this political soap opera keeps unfolding, one thing's crystal clear. The Trump show isn't going off the air anytime soon. It's like a never-ending episode of The Real Housewives of Washington, D.C., swinging with more spray tan and fewer brain cells. Whether Melania's playing the world's longest game of hide and seek, or Trump's having his daily Twitter tantrum, it's just another day in the land of MAGA. You gotta wonder, is this real life, or are we all stuck in some bizarre reality TV show? Maybe we should start checking for hidden cameras in the White House bushes. But here's the kicker. While we're all laughing at Trump's desperate tweets and Melania's disappearing act, something bigger is happening. See, all this comedy gold isn't just for giggles. Nope, it's actually shaping how people see Trump and his circus. I mean, presidency. Those jokes from Kimmel and Colbert? They're not just funny, they're making people think. It's like they're serving up a plate of political veggies, but with a side of tasty humor sauce. So, what's the big deal? Well, imagine you're at a boring dinner party and someone starts cracking jokes about the host's ugly tie. Suddenly, everyone's looking at that tie and thinking, huh, that is pretty ugly. That's kind of what's happening here. But instead of an ugly tie, it's Trump's whole presidency. The more people laugh, the more they start to see things differently. Now, I'm not saying Kimmel and Colbert are gonna single-handedly change the world or anything, but their jokes, they're like little seeds of doubt getting planted in people's minds. And who knows, maybe those seeds will grow into something bigger come election time. But let's not get too serious here. At the end of the day, this is still the greatest show on earth. We've got a president who tweets It's like a toddler on a sugar high, a first lady who's perfected the art of the Irish goodbye, and late night hosts who are having more fun than kids in a candy store. It's like politics meets comedy meets a train wreck, and we can't look away. So grab your popcorn, folks, because this reality show is far from over, and the ratings, they're huge. Who needs Netflix when you've got C-SPAN, am I right?